Yep. Yep. Test. All right, we're back. Ed Junquet from Green Hat Kiteboarding, here to talk about shore runners, the gateway drug to downwind foiling. So today, little side onshore wind, northeast. Typically we do our ocean runs in south wind. 1 to 2 foot surf, so decided to take out the KT Super K 40 liter with the 960 Atlas and the 155 Nomad tail. This is a great way to get into downwinding if you're coming from prone foiling. You don't need any extra gear. You might want to be on a little bit more of a glidey wing than a surfy wing. It'll help you out a little bit in the flat sections or when you just don't feel like you're in good energy. But essentially what you want to do is chip in on a nice wave that you have some runway, and then you can work in and out of the surf zone as you're going down the coast. So you'll have the breeze at your back, gives you a little extra push, a little extra glide. So it really makes it a little bit easier rather than prone foiling in one section and pumping into the wind every time you want to reconnect a wave. You just work your way down the coast. So you chip in, and it's up to you whether you want to stay in the surf zone more. You can just chip into waves, ride down the surf zone. We have jetties here, rock piles that you have to go out and around, so you just got to be cognizant of that. If you want to start working on your downwind skills, you can just exit out the back of the waves a little bit further out, and you'll start to see those troughs that you use to ride when you're downwinding, and you can actually just start to tap into those instead of trying to ride the waves, ride the swells. So it's a really good way to get into downwinding without having to purchase a power wing, a sup board, a sup paddle, changing all of your gear. You can usually get away with the prone setup or just getting a more glidey front wing if you're not riding that already. Instead of riding the Nomad 830, I ride the Atlas 960. It gives me a little more low end, a little more glide. It just makes it a little bit easier as I'm going down the coast and riding the swells. So as you're going downwind, it's hard when you're learning in the prone surf because you're either on a wave or you're pumping to get to the next wave. So it's really kind of a little tricky to figure out the low end and glide of a foil. The nice thing about going downwind and going with the swells is you can really start to play with and trust that low end and see where the stall point is. So you'll have the wind at your back as you're going. You can get onto a swell and just kind of let that foil do the work. So just trust it, don't pump, and just let it glide. You'll feel it start to lose altitude, and then at that point you can start to re-engage, start pumping again, but you're on the assistance of a swell and with a little bit of wind at your back, so it'll make it a little bit easier, and you'll be able to play and learn how slow your foil can go, which is super important to not burning out when you're going for distance. Yeah, I think that shore running is a great way to test out your foil in varying conditions rather than just your standard prone conditions in the surf. You know, you're able to tap into waves and also swells, so you can do 2 for 1. Whereas when you go downwind, typically you're not going to be in and out of the surf zone. So you can really feel like the limiting aspects of your foil and like what it's good for. Is it better for turning in the waves? Is it better for pumping? You kind of already know that when you're buying the specific foil, but you can really test it to like your ability and also like what you're looking for in that foil to see if that's what you want to get out of it. So like for me, I love the 10 plus aspect ratio foils because they allow you to just have that little bit of extra glide and a little bit of ease of pump, which is nice when you're linking swells and not in the surf zone. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and comment below on your favorite shore running conditions and what foils and boards you like to ride in those conditions. Out.